What's up, everybody? I'm Camarray.
And I'm Zaiah, and this is the Music Report Card, where albums are reviewed based on the vocals, lyrics,
the production, and the sonic vibe.
Alright, today we are going to be reviewing Miley Cyrus.
Plastic Hearts. Touch.
Alright, let's talk about some music news.
Yes. In today's news, we've got to talk about a story that has hit the internet and has set the internet ablaze. Gospel singer and lead vocalist of the Walls group, Daryl Walls, has been seen kissing his alleged boyfriend. And it has really set the internet ablaze, like I said. I mean, all church people are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. A lot of the internet and a lot of celebrities have come to his defense and said, leave that boy alone, let him do what he needs to do, let him live his life. And so it's a major story. Some of the members of the Walls group have also tweeted and sent messages out, and it's just shaky ground. I hope that the Walls group can rebound from this. What do you think about it, Zay?
I think that people need to mind their business and let people live their life, period. I think there's always been a bigger expectation in the gospel world for people to live by the book and do everything right, but we're all sinners, and it doesn't matter. No sin is greater than the other. That's the biggest thing that bothers me with people, is that we sin every single day, and you are sitting up here worried about you're holding this sin higher than any other sin.
I mean, I don't sin every day.
We sin yes, we do.
Not every day. I try to do some days a little good.
None of us are perfect. So.
No, of course not, but I try to do a little Tuesday, Friday.
Right, but you're still sinning in between in other ways if you look at it as a whole. Either way, drop down in the comments. Let us know what you think about this particular news. In other news, we have Fantasia, who's pregnant with her third child, which is the first with her husband, Kendall.
Yes, if you don't want me, then don't talk to me.
Want me, then don't talk to me.
Hey, go ahead and free yourself.
Go ahead and free yourself.
Yeah. Good old Fantasia. Ooh,
So yeah, congratulations. All right, so let's get into this week's album review. Miley Cyrus.
Yes, Plastic Hearts, which is set to sell 40 to 50,000 copies. It's a little low for somebody of Miley Cyrus's stature, but let's talk about it. Let's see maybe if the content leads into why it's selling so low.
All right, so my first favorite is actually the number one track, starting off the album, WTF Do I Know, which is What the Fuck Do I Know?
What the fuck do I know?
So this song is really just it's a breakup song. It's her saying, like, I had to leave you in your misery. It feels really good as the first song because it is setting the tone for what you're going to hear throughout the entire album. Mm-hmm. But the biggest thing I like about the song, or not the biggest thing, but one of the things I really loved about the song was she starts off the hook saying, what the fuck do I know? But the way she says it with all this grit and this anger is kind of like, well, what do we have here type of moment. Mm-hmm. And then when she says it at the end, it's a little bit, what the fuck do I know? Like a little bit more like, but what do I actually know about, about all this? Yeah. So that was one of my favorites. Y'all definitely listen to that one. Check it out. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments.
All right. Well, my first favorite is actually Bad Karma featuring Joan Jett. And the album is definitely very 80s rock band inspired. And I think to see Joan Jett listed as and Billy Idol even as some of the featured guests all makes perfect sense. But Bad Karma is just an amazing song. I love the low down kind of guitar riff that it kind of rides through the entire song. It feels kind of like a badass song. It has these badass lyrics, and it makes you feel like a badass person, like when you ride to it. And I just loved it. It took me a while, I'm not gonna lie, to get into the album as a whole, but once I got into it, Bad Karma definitely stuck out like a sore thumb, and I was like, oh, this thing is riding. I mean, it's basically like, I don't give a F. Like, I don't give a F if I catch my Bad Karma. Bad Karma can kiss me. I don't care. I'm gonna do what the F I want to do. And sometimes, I mean, you don't want to play with karma, but like I wrote a whole story about it. Like, here it go. But no, sometimes you don't want to play with karma, but to have that boldness to just say, I don't really care, I'm going to do what I want to do and let karma happen to me as it may, I loved it. So that was my first favorite song. What's your next one?
So my next favorite song is actually Plastic Hearts, which is the
album title.
And I think what I really love about Plastic Hearts, it has this dreamy, upbeat feel, but it's still kind of sad at the same time. And I think what's kind of sad about it, I guess the California dreaming part, let me talk about that first. A lot of us dream about being in another place where you have the beach and you have the palm trees, and so that's this whole California dreaming feel. But there's actually another reality to California. California will chew you up, spit you out, and a lot of the people are super fake and phony.
That's true. It's very true.
I'd say more so in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Not necessarily everybody, because you have some very cool people who are just skateboarding, riding their bikes on the beach and doing all these hippie-ish type things. So I won't say everybody as a whole, but if you're living in the life that Miley Cyrus is living, then you are definitely experiencing these plastic hearts. These people who are actually not really real people, and they're not really there for you. And this song is all talking about like searching for that real connection. But then as soon as you get kind of close with someone, you can't let them get too close because these people are still fake, and you have to keep that in the back of your mind. So I love that she titled it Plastic Hearts. I think it speaks to, her being this country girl and living out in this Malibu is just so unique and different. So I'm sure she's really going through it and probably struggling a lot because she's so down to earth and from a little bit more of a country place, but living in somewhere that's so fake and phony. So I just really, I like that one.
Yeah, that song definitely registered with me as well, but not as much as I'm going to put this out there and say that this is probably my favorite song that I've heard throughout our reviews, like ever.
Really?
And that's Never Be Me. And the song for me is just relatable, and it's, I don't know, you have so many people in the world and so many amazing people in this world, kind of like myself, you know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all. And Miley.
You giving Miley the confidence of Miley that she gave on this album.
But no, seriously, you have people like myself and Miley Cyrus who are able to, especially whether it's in relationships or whatever, basically able to say, if you are looking for somebody that's stable, somebody that's going to be faithful, somebody that you can depend on, baby, that is not me. It's going to never be me. And until I'm ready to get that and to deliver that to you, I don't want to play with your heart. I don't want to lead you down the wrong path. That person that you're looking for is not me. And I think that's such an honest statement when you are able to realize that, and then not only realize it, but deliver it to someone else that you're in a relationship with in whatever capacity. And so many people throughout life look for these people, and they have these people in their lives, and they're like, oh, I can depend on you. I can, you're going to be faithful to me. And then something along the way happens, and it's like,
so
nah.
Along the line, I lost my way.
Yeah.
And I made you pay for the mistake. Okay, I don't have to say that part.
Yeah, but so the song is, like I said, super relatable, and I really related to it because I am that person, and I know that about myself. I'm trying to work on myself. Y'all all lift your hands and point them towards me and say, Lord, bless him.
Deliver me.
So yeah, that song is
because all they seem to do.
All I seem to do is hurt me. All right, but yeah, Never Be Me works. I love the vocal on it. She gives this very scratchy vocal throughout the entire album, and it just really works, especially on the song. If you guys have not heard Never Be Me, please go listen to it. Drop down in the comments and let me know that I'm right, because it's so that song.
Never Be Me definitely was almost one of my favorites.
Yeah.
However, moving right along to my third favorite is Midnight Sky.
Really?
So,
okay.
Midnight Sky, y'all, I just love there's so much power yet so much pain in this song as well. You can tell Miley was really just going through some things with this. But Born to Run, I was born to run, I don't belong to anyone. I don't need to be loved by you. That comes from a very dark place, a very painful place. And think about it. Like,
I was gonna say, I feel like it comes like that's the place that she was in, but that I felt like a little bit of a freedom of a
yeah. So that's next what I'm gonna go into is that you still, when it's all said and done, those same reasons that you can look at it as, wow, like I was born to run, I don't belong to anyone, I don't need to be loved by you. Like that's kind of a sad thing that someone can feel that way, but on the flip side, it's a powerful thing that someone can feel that way and feel so strongly about that feeling. Yeah. So it kind of had this double-edged sword thing going on for me, and that's what I really, really love about the song, and I love that 70s, 80s feel that it brings as well. So.
Yeah, that actually made my top 3 as well. And I think we talked about this a little bit before. I struggled with putting that one on there because it was like, oh, we've all heard the song. It's her first single from the album. But it really just resonates with you. And it kind of, like I said, it makes me feel like you can break free and just live your life and basically not feel like you have to be caged and belong to anyone. And so I love that song as well.
All right. Moving right along to the grading.
Yes, let's talk about it.
All right,
so it gets good, y'all.
Starting off with vocals.
Yes.
So I think that Miley's vocals on this album were pretty great. I mean, I think it's so interesting to hear this girl who was, there's always gonna be another mountain. Always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. And you just heard her tone and everything so clear back when she was younger, but my, has she been through some things, because that voice, she's still pulling some notes out, but she is coming with so much grit and so much, you feel really what she's saying, so much emotion behind what she is saying, and her voice has really just developed into something that's super unique, in my opinion. So I actually gave her a 4.25 for vocals.
Well, I gave her a 4, and I definitely felt all the pain. I questioned a little bit if some of it is a little forced, and I also questioned if she may get hit with a Christina Aguilera loss, Alicia Keys loss, where she's pushing so hard, so far out of her range that it ends up tainting her.
I don't think she's going so far out of her range, though.
Really?
It still feels like, I mean, she's pushing, but I don't think it's far out of her range.
Well, I hope not. I gave her a strong 4 for her vocals throughout the entire album. They were very solid.
All right, moving on to lyrics. I think that the lyrics were solid. I think that there are some, just you can feel, you can hear in the lyrics of what she's saying and how she's singing them, as we talked about the vocals. I think that she put her lyrics together very well. I think that overall, everything flowed very well lyrically, and it all kind of connected. And I gave her a 4.25 again for lyrics.
All right. Well, I follow with a 4, and I think that she did a really good job with being innovative and creative with her lyric, but still being relatable and poppy, if you will. She meshed the two very, very well. So it was like, ooh, this lyric really makes me think, but then I can still have fun and just dance and have a good time with it, if that makes sense. She gave a great balance. So I thought lyrically, I gave her a strong 4.
All right, moving on to production. I think that overall the production was fabulous. I really do. I think that I did take into consideration that we've kind of heard some of this music before. You know, it has this nostalgic feeling to it, but I think it's still great that you still can take a piece of that past and make it still work presently. And I think the production team did a great job. I actually gave a 4 for production. All
right. I echo you with a 4. I struggled with a 4 and taking her down a notch, and I'll tell you why. And it's because of what you just said. The sound is very nostalgic, very 80s. And I would have liked to hear some difference in the vocal production, some pulling back, some all of that. But then you have to realize that back then in the 80s, they weren't really doing that. So it doesn't really make sense. But I would have liked to hear some more variety in the vocal production. But still, again, follow up with a strong 4. Very, very solid production.
All right, moving on to sonic flow. Like I said, one of my favorites was the first song, and I think it really set the tone for the rest of what you were going to hear. I think even when she slowed some of the songs down, she still kept some of that same energy that she had in the upbeat songs with her voice. And overall, I think the flow was almost perfect.
Wow.
I gave it 4.75 for the Sonic Flow.
I actually agree with you. I gave her a 4.25. And I think, we didn't mention this, but I love the remix, if you will, the Edge of Midnight with the Stevie Nicks sample from Destiny's Child, Booty Listens. If y'all don't remember that good song.
When it came in, I was like, hold on, what's happening here?
Yeah, but even that moment fit into the album. And I don't know if you guys heard the deluxe version. I believe that's on the deluxe version. But all throughout the album, I felt that the Sonic Flow was very, very strong. So I had to come through with a strong 4.25.
All right, so when we add all of those totals up, it gives us an average of 4.175, which gives
a grade or
a percentage of 83.75.
Yes, which gives her a grade of, drum roll, please. A B. Strong B.
A B.
I love it from Miley. I think that this was, I don't remember her last album. I think it's been a little while. It's been a couple of years. So I think, hey, Miley, you came back strong. You came back, it was an effortless.
I agree. I think that a B definitely suits the album. I feel in my spirit, in my shando, that she probably should have been a little higher. But at the same time, I think, like I said before, it's something we've heard before. Yeah. She pulled in some great things from the past and made them work in the present. However, I think that when I really resolve it in my mind, I think a B really makes sense.
All right. Well, with that being said, we want to make sure you guys drop down in the comments. Let us know how you feel about our review. What are your favorite songs? What are your least favorite songs? Make sure you give us a like, a thumbs up, and also make sure you subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you can stay up to date with all of our great content.
And share it with everybody you know.
Share it with everyone you know, please. With that being said, I am your boy Camarray.
I'm Zaiah.
And we'll talk to y'all next time.
Peace out, y'all.